Hello again, how's it going? Back for another beach walk, another glorious day on the island. I'm getting a bit lucky. I won't go into the rainfall stats, but it's been pretty soggy over the past week. Anyhow, on the back of last week's post on cost base, if you haven't seen it, check it out, the one about the bottled water. I thought I'd just continue on that theme, just expand on a little part of it. So cost base, again, you and your business has one, all those different components. Now, a question I often get asked as an FD or someone who upskills and trains CEOs or just a general sounding board is, can I afford this? Can I afford this office, this person, this software license, this PR, this brand campaign, this new van, new car, new something? And my default answer is honestly, I don't know, but who's paying for it? And one or two will give me an answer which is like, what do you mean? Well, are you paying for it, or is your customer paying for it? So let me explain. If your customer's paying for it, everything in your cost stack wants you to be in central London, wants you to have a quality team, wants you to turn up in a new car or new van, wants you to have all the kit and the assets to be able to do the job. Well, they're paying for it. You got to price it in. Don't leave it out. If you're not charging them, they're not paying for it. Who's paying for it? You are. So I guess I always kind of push it back onto the CEOs to who's paying for it? If it's in your cost stack and you're charging your customer, well, they're paying for it. And if you're not, well, you're paying for it. Now, you're either paying for it out of your profits, or if you don't have profits, well, you're paying it out of your investment funds. So it's worth taking a quick scroll down your cost base and just, you're not going to stick it on an invoice what you're charging your customer for exactly, but all these things have to be covered by somebody. I'll give you a great example. I know a guy who's got a building company, just say he does lofts, and a loft is say 50k, and he's going to make say 20% profit, just say 10 grand. And he's got competition who've got spanking clean vans, an office on the high street. They've got a more complete, maybe flasher website than he's got. His is still pretty good. If they make the same profit, or if they charge the customer the same amount, 50k for the loft, he's going to make 10k on it and then cover his overheads. They're going to make 10k on it, but they got far more overheads to cover. They're still charging, both of them are charging the customer 50k. So you got to think about, well, the guy's got all this extra overheads in the shop on the high street and everything else. Someone sitting in there, salesperson, account manager, whatever, may on the face of it feel like they've got a bigger business, but they're still charging the customer the same amount. So my pushback to my friend and client is, unless your competition is charging a lot more, they're making a lot less profit than you are. So in a way, rather than get into a panic and say, what am I actually doing? Do I need to actually add all these extra cost items in? Well, you might do. If you can charge a customer for it, all the better. That's what you should be doing. If you're not able to charge a customer for it, and the dynamics of your pricing for your product or service is pretty much determined by the market, well, you kind of need to adjust your cost base to make sure that you've got a profit at the end of the month, the end of the job, the end of the something. You can't have your customer just leading you on price based on what they want to pay. It's got to be based on what's in your cost stack. And one final thing, don't forget your balance sheet. So if you forked out on loads of assets, CapEx, kit, equipment, PCs, or anything else to deliver that product or service, don't forget about it, because the profits that you get paid or the profit you get out of the job still has to cover the costs in the P&L. It's also got to cover the stuff that you've spent to get yourself in a position to be able to do the job in the first place. Have a think about it. Again, if you've got any kind of comments as to where you've got in your cost stack, you've gone through and said, yeah, we don't need that, I'd love to know. For example, I've got a builder. It's a running joke with my builder. He's an amazing chap, and he's so cash savvy on the van that he rocks up with. And as a result, you just know his costs and his cash flow means that whatever he charges for a job, he's making a profit. So there you go. Thanks for listening as always. Love to see your comments. Keep well. I'll see you next time. Cheers.